YouTube. I am Unca Crunk, just your standard issue purple monster of a certain age who plays games on the internet. Previously on Ace Attorney, our boss, our mentor, and our friend, Mia Fey was brutally murdered, and her sister Maya has been accused of the crime. We find ourselves responsible for exonerating her after Mia's former mentor turned us away, refusing to help Maya and reeking of cowardice. We do at least have an inkling of who actually murdered Mia. A mysterious man named Mr. White, who has an old beef with her mother and seems to have hired one April May to surveil Mia and finger Maya for the crime. We now return to Ace Attorney on the day of Maya's hastily arranged trial. Let's do our best and prove our client not guilty. September 7th, 10 a.m. District Court, Courtroom Number 1. Court is now in session for the trial of Ms. Maya Fey. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Miles Edgeworth. I'd better not show any signs of weakness today or he'll be on me in an instant. Mr. Edgeworth, please give the court your opening statement. Thank you, Your Honor. The defendant, Ms. Maya Fey, was at the scene of the crime. The prosecution has evidence she committed this murder, and we have a witness who saw her do it. The prosecution sees no reason to doubt the facts of this case, Your Honor. I see. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Let's begin then. If we may call our first witness, Your Honor. The prosecution calls the chief officer at the scene, Detective Gumshoe. Witness, please state your name and profession to the court. Sir, my name's Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm the detective in charge of homicides down at the precinct, sir. Detective Gumshoe, please describe for us the details of this murder. Very well, sir. Let me use this floor map of the office to explain. The body was found by this window here, see? And the cause... Oh. And the cause of death? Loss of blood due to being struck by a blunt object, sir. And the murder weapon was a statue of the thinker found next to the body, sir. It was heavy enough to be a deadly weapon, even in a girl's hand, sir. Wait, objection, conjecture. I want to object. I guess they haven't told me how to do that yet. The court accepts the statue as evidence. They're still calling it a statue. Oh, floor plans added to the court record. Now, detective. Yes, sir. You immediately arrested Ms. Maya Fey, who was found at the scene, correct? And you tell me why. Yes, sir. I had hard evidence she did it, sir. Detective Gumshoe, please testify. Please testify to the court about this hard evidence. Witness testimony. Maya Fey's arrest. As soon as the phone call came in, I rushed to the scene. There were two people there already. The defendant, Ms. Maya Fey, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I immediately arrested Ms. Maya Fey. Why? We had a witness account describing her. The witness saw Ms. Maya Fey at the very moment of the murder. The very moment, you say. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. And I no longer have Mia here to help me. Cross-examine what? I couldn't see a single contradiction in that testimony. Whoosh. What? Smack! Hey, Maya just threw something at me. What's this? The phone conversation! Oh, wait. When my sister couldn't find any contradictions in a witness's testimony, she would bluff it and press the witness on every detail. Oh, okay. The witness always slips up and says something wrong. It worked lots of times. I should have expected Maya would know some of her sister's tricks. All right, let's give this a try. Okay, how do I do that? Something the matter? No, Your Honor. I'd like to begin my cross-examination. Cross-examination, Maya Fay's arrest. As soon as the phone call came in, I rushed to the scene.
Hold it!
Who did you say you got a call from? Hey, pal, don't play dumb. You know who. The call was from a customer at the Gatewater Hotel, right across from the crime scene. Okay, I pressed. Not sure it did much, though. Right. Please continue. There were two people there already. The defendant, Ms. Maya Fay, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Are you absolutely sure it was us? Listen, pal, your dumb act will only get you so far. With her funky hippie clothes and your spiky hair, you two stand out like suspicious people at a crime scene. Well, he does have a point about her. She is pretty unmistakable. I should pick my points with and to press with a little more care. I immediately arrested Ms. Maya Fay. Why? We had a witness account describing her. Hold on just 1 second. Yeah? If I heard correctly, you said you arrested her because you had hard evidence she did it, correct? Huh? Did I say that? Me? Eyewitness testimony is not evidence. It's testimony. I heard you say it. You did say it. You said it. I hate auto-advancing text. Exactly what about this suspicious woman in pink's claim was hard evidence? What? Ms. May isn't suspicious and she sure isn't pink, pal. Well, I guess she is pink. That's enough. Detective Gumshoe, do you have any more solid proof other than her claims, Detective? Guess pressing can have its advantages. Yes. Sorry, I got the order of things mixed up in my testimony, Your Honor, sir. There was something I should have told you about first, Your Honor. Very well, Detective. Let's hear your testimony again. Witness testimony, hard evidence. After securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my very own eyes. I found a memo written on a piece of paper next to the victim's body. On it, the word Maya was written clearly in blood. Lab test results showed that the blood was the victim's. Also, there was blood found on the victim's finger. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. How you like that? That's my hard evidence. Oh, I have a contradiction for this one. She died instantly. She couldn't have written it. The killer wrote it. Ah! I got you! Before we begin cross-examination, I have a question for you, Detective. Yana? Why didn't you testify about this vital piece of evidence the first time? I know, I'm really embarrassed. I forgot about it, Yana, sir. But you see, I'm a dumbass. Try to be more careful, dumbass! Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. Cross-examination, I got this. After securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my very own eyes. I found a memo written on a piece of paper next to the victim's body. On it, the word Maya was written clearly in blood. Lab test results showed that the blood was the victim's. Also, there was blood found on the victim's finger. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. Time of death, instantaneous.
Objection!
Detective Gumshoe, there's one thing I want you to clarify for me here. You say that the victim, Mia Fey, wrote this note. That she was accusing the defendant, Maya Fey. That's really what you're saying. What? This isn't one of those lawyer tricks now, is it? Of course she wrote it. Who else could have? The actual killer. You have it backwards, Detective. Backwards? The victim is the only person who absolutely could not have written it. This is a report from your department, Detective. Immediate death due to a blow from a blunt object. She died immediately. But no butting your way out of this one, Detective. Order! Order! The defense has a point. Someone who died immediately wouldn't have had the time to write anything down.
Objection!
Oh. Mr. Wright, I beg your pardon, but when exactly did you obtain that autopsy report? But when? The day of the murder. I'm pretty sure it was the day of the murder. You're wrong there, pal. We didn't write an autopsy report till the day after. Oh, right. The prosecution's point being that autopsy report is outdated, Your Honor. But what? A second autopsy was performed yesterday at my request. Death was almost immediate due to a blow from a blunt object. But there is a possibility the victim lived for several minutes after the blow. I received these results this morning. You're supposed to share your evidence with the defense. I forget what it's called. No way! Your Honor, it is quite easy to imagine that the victim did have time to write Maya. That is all. I see. Damn you, Edgeworth. I should have known you'd have something up your sleeve. Why, Mr. Wright, you look shocked. Something you want to say? Oh, crap. Okay. The detective is not a sham. I can't claim that I'm a sham. Oh, this is terrible. I don't like any of these options. Mr. Edgeworth, I've heard there's nothing you won't do to get your verdict. What reason could you possibly have had to request a second autopsy report? Mr. Wright, the defense will refrain from personal attacks on the prosecution. No matter, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, Say what you will, the evidence in this report is undeniable. Your Honor, I submit this report to the court. Understood. The court accepts the evidence. Great. Well, Your Honor, the evidence strongly suggests the victim was identifying the killer. I suppose that's the obvious conclusion, yes. Darn, this isn't good. The prosecution would like to call its next witness. This poor, innocent girl saw the murder with her own eyes. Let the witness, Miss April May, take the stand. Exactly what part of her is innocent?
Yeah.
Witness, your name, please.
April May.
Excuse me? Okay.
At your service. Wait.
Order! An introduction should not require any reaction from the crowd. The witness will refrain from wanton winking.
Oh, yes, Your Honor.
This is not good. She's already captured the heart of every man in this courtroom. Tell us, where were you on the night of September 5th when the murder occurred?
I was like in my hotel room. I checked in right after lunch.
And this hotel is directly across from the Fay and Company law offices?
That's right, big boy.
Please testify to the court about what you saw. Okay, witness's account.
It was like 9 o'clock at night, and looked out the window, you know. And then, I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. The one attacking her was the mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair. The woman, dodged to one side and ran away. But that girl, she caught up to her and she hit her. Then the woman with the long hair, she kinda slumped. The end, that's all I saw. Every little bitsy witsy. Wink.
Okay. Let's see, there is no way she could have seen Mia running around the office with two of the blinds down. I'm probably going to need the floor plan to prove that. Well, Your Honor? I see. It is a remarkably solid testimony. I don't see a need to trouble the witness any... But wait, Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Wright? What about my cross-examination? I thought the witness's testimony just now was quite firm, didn't you?
Mr. Wright, I understand you were Ms. Mia Fay's understudy, were you not?
I'm going to be doing this the entire trial. Mia, yeah, damn it.
You must know her techniques well. Her cowardly way of finding tiny faults in perfectly good testimonies.
Hey, how dare you? Well, Mr. Wright, will you cross-examine the witness? Of course I am. I'll gladly proceed with the cross-examination. If only because I have a feeling Edgeworth doesn't want me to. She has to have some weakness. Very well. You may begin your cross-examination. All right, here we go.
It was like 9 o'clock at night. I looked out the window, you know.
All right, let's see.
And then, ooh, I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. The one attacking her was the mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair.
All right, let's press her on that one. How do you know she was the defendant?
Huh? Well, you know, she had a girlish physique. Women know these things. Look, I just know, okay?
There was only one person at the scene of the crime with a short, girlish figure.
The testimony is bulletproof, Your Honor.
He's right. I still question the testimony. Hold on a minute. That testimony stinks.
What?
Miss May, I'm willing to bet that you saw nothing. Did you really see the defendant at all? Mr. Wright, what's the meaning of this?
Yes, what is the meaning? Someone tell me because I'm clueless about all this, I mean.
Can I present the floor pans now? I cannot. Okay. If you had really witnessed my client Maya Fey, you would have noticed her clothes before noticing her physique. No one wears clothes like this on a daily basis, except her. And I'm no expert on fashion, but her hairdo looks far from normal to me. However, the witness's testimony mentions neither of these things. The testimony is bogus.
But...
Still, we don't know if she was dressed that way the night of the murder. Yes, we do. She was arrested in those clothes. She was, Your Honor. I saw her. And so did Detective Gumshoe. What do you say to that, Ms. May? If that is your real name.
Rawr, what are you trying to say, you mean lawyer? I saw what I saw. I just didn't think all the trifling little details were necessary, darling.
Miss May, the court would like to remind you to please omit nothing in your testimony.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'll be a good girl. Promise. Wink.
Your testimony again, if you would. Damn, I almost had her. Okay.
I did see everything. I did.
Okay, this is testimony, not cross-examination, so I cannot interrupt her yet.
The victim, the woman, dodged the first attack and ran off to the right. Then the girl in the hippie clothes ran after her. And she hit her with that weapon. I saw it. I did. That clock, the kind of statuey clock, the thinker, I think.
It was entered into evidence as a clock.
Well, does the accuracy of my report not startle you? Dee.
I see. I only wish you had been so detailed from the beginning. Please begin the cross-examination. All right.
I did see everything. I did.
All right.
The victim, the woman, dodged the first attack and ran off to the right. Then the girl in the hippie clothes ran after her. And she hit her with that weapon. I saw it. I did. That clock. The kind of statuey clock? The thinker, I think.
A clock. Didn't this come up in another testimony recently?
Well, don't look so sour, Mr. Lawyer. You can't win them all.
No, but I have a feeling that I'm onto something now.
That clock.
Okay, now I present. Miss May, what you said just now was quite revealing.
Revealing? Ooh, you'd like that, wouldn't you? Naughty Mr. Lawyer.
You just said that this statue of the thinker was a clock. But there's no way of knowing that just by looking at it.
Huh?
Another person in much the same position as you recently called this a clock too. And he was found guilty of murder. Order, order. Ms. May, can you explain how you know this was a clock?
Ooh,
Objection!
The witness saw the murder with her own eyes. That's all that's important here. The defense is trying to confuse the issue with trivial concerns.
Or facts, as we call them. Yes, yes, of course. You will withdraw your question, Mr. Wright.
Objection!
But questions are all I have, Your Honor. And as you may recall, I've caught murderers with these questions before. Well, only once. Objection sustained. You may continue to question the witness. Whew, that was close. If he stopped me there, the trial would be over.
Huh? What? So, what happens now?
What happens now is you answer my question. How did you know it was a clock?
What? That's because I heard it? Yes, I heard it say the time.
So, you've been to the law offices of Fay and Company.
No. Hey, I didn't say that. Why would I go there? I heard it from my hotel room.
The law offices of Fay and Company, where the murder took place, is very close to the hotel.
She could easily have heard the clock.
Well, Mr. Wright, are you satisfied? The window is closed. No, Your Honor. Can't give up now. Not satisfied because she couldn't have heard it. Oh, it couldn't have rung. Your Honor, members of the court, it is inconceivable that the clock in question rang because it's empty. That clock is missing its clockwork. How could you possibly? Just take a look right now. Oh, see anything interesting, Your Honor? It is as the defense says. This clock is missing its clockwork. It's quite empty. Mr. Wright, would you care to explain to the court the meaning of this? It is as you can see. The clock was empty. It couldn't have run. Therefore, this witness is a big, fat liar.
Fat?
Well, Miss May?
Tisk, tisk. Quite a show you've put on for us, Mr. Wright.
He knew the clock was empty. Somehow he knew.
I'm afraid you've forgotten one thing, however. Indeed, the clock is empty. As you say, it can't ring. However, we must ask, when was the clockwork removed? It was after the witness heard the clock, and there's no contradiction.
Haha. That's true. That is a possibility. The clock might have been emptied after she heard it.
And that is exactly what happened, Your Honor.
Can I present now? I cannot. Well, Mr. Wright, Can you prove when the clockwork was removed?
Yes, I can. Oh, impossible, of course.
I have proof.
What?
Wasn't it you who told me proof is everything?
Well, I was listening.
And now I'll show you the proof you like so much. The evidence that proves when the clockwork was removed is...
Ta-da.
Take that!
Take a look at this. That's a very cute cell phone.
Ooh, you have a girly phone.
Oh, wait. This isn't my phone. Listen. This is the defendant's cell phone, and it contains a recording. A recording of a conversation she had with the victim on the day of the murder. Almost 12 hours before the murder, in fact. Order!
The defendant's cell phone? This wasn't brought to my attention.
Neither was, then your autopsy was not brought to my attention. Perhaps Detective Gumshoe overlooked it?
The detective better remember he's up for evaluation soon.
Gotta say, I'm starting to feel bad for the big fella. Let's hear the conversation.
Beep. So, you just want me to hold on to the thinker for you then? If you could. I should probably tell you, the clock isn't talking right now. Huh? It's not working? That's lame. I had to take the clockwork out. Sorry.
September 5th, 9:27 a.m. Your Honor, I think this makes it clear that the clockwork was already gone by the time this was recorded, which was well before the witness even arrived at her hotel. Well, Miss May, would you care to explain this to the court? Just how did you know that weapon was a clock?
Well, isn't it obvious? I saw that clock before. What store was that again? I go to so many. Oops, I forgot. Wink.
So the witness had seen it before. That would make sense. Does the defense have any objections, Mr. Wright?
Yes.
The witness claimed she had seen it before, but this directly contradicts a piece of evidence already submitted to this court. Well then, let's see it. Please produce this evidence that will prove the witness had not seen the clock before.
Well, the clock, it was made by Larry Butts.
Take that!
It's simple. This clock was never in any store, ever.
What?
A friend of mine made that clock. Only two exist in the world. And the one that isn't here is in police custody.
Impossible. Everything is sold in stores.
Ms. May, I think it's high time you went shopping for a better excuse. That's a good line.
Oh, excuses not on sale today. Ooh, wow.
Oh, Jeebus. Uh-oh. Jesus, Mary, and all of Joseph.
What's it to you, porcupine head? That stupid clock doesn't matter, okay? She did it, and she should die for it. Die!
Whoa, let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is a court of law, and the witness will remain calm.
This is silly me. Did I, lose it? I guess I did. Wink.
Scary. Miss May, let me ask. Tell me, how did you know that weapon was a clock? Oh dear. Does the defense have an opinion on this behavior? Okay, this is it. Yes, Your Honor. Allow me to explain how I see the truth of the matter. Ms. April May, you knew the weapon was a clock because you held... No, let's see. You heard about it is pretty bad, because that would imply that she knew about the clock from the previous trial. You held it. She didn't kill her, but she was in the office, either planting or removing or the wiretap. So I'm going to go with you held it. This is familiar territory. We'll just use the same approach as with Larry. Miss May held that very clock in her hands. Mr. Wright, when was this? When she... No, dude. When she used it to strike the victim. When else? Well, okay. I mean, he didn't see the cutscene. Order! Order! Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this? April May, you killed Maya Fey, I'd say. And when you struck, the force of the impact made the thinker ring. No, that's not what happened. No, that's not when she heard it.
Objection!
Damn it. That's not what I was going for. This disc. You truly are a work of art, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What's that supposed to mean? It was you who just proved that the thinker was empty. Oh. Oh, of course it wouldn't ring. That's not what I was trying to do. What's more, the witness has a rock-solid alibi. Ms. May, perhaps you could explain to the poor, misguided Mr. Wright that you were in the hotel at the time of the murder? She can't prove it. She did it. She didn't do it. It would be my pleasure. No way. Yes way, Mr. Lawyer. Tee-hee. Didn't the murder take place at 9 o'clock at night? Gee, that's the exact time I ordered some room service from the hotel bellboy.
Incidentally,
The bellboy corroborates the witness's story. Ergo, she was not at the crime scene. Rock solid.
she wasn't at the crime scene at the time of the crime. She was there earlier. Mr. Wright, you've just made a serious accusation against a perfectly innocent woman.
Well, not perfectly innocent. Sorry, Your Honor. That didn't go so well. But if that's the case, then how did she know the thinker was a clock? Wait. Your Honor, I figured it out. There is one other way Ms. April May could have known it was a clock. One way alone, and I have proof.
Well, proof, you say? Then the court will examine your proof, Mr. Wright. How did the witness know the thinker was a clock?
Yay!
Take that!
Have a look at this. Ah! That? I found this in Ms. May's room. That is so inadmissible.
Mr. Wright, please explain to the court what this is.
Ms. April May, you were tapping the victim, Ms. Maya Fey's phone, were you not? Oh, that's how she heard about it. Damn. Your Honor, this is irrelevant. It's inadmissible is what it is. There was no warrant.
I'm not entirely sure that it is. Objection overruled. It troubles me that our witness was in possession of a wiretap.
This is outrageous. Does the defense truly claim that the witness was tapping her phone?
Absolutely.
Even if that was the case, which it's not, you still have to prove one thing. Did the victim ever say that the weapon was a clock on the phone?
Yes.
Can you prove that? I think not.
Oh yeah, I think I can. It's simple.
What?
Here's my proof. The proof that the victim said on the phone that the weapon was a clock is This again. I present the defendant's cell phone. Yes, we've seen that. Listen once more to the conversation between the defendant and the victim.
Yeah, what's up? You haven't called in a while. Well, actually, there's something I want you to hold on for me. Again? What's it this time? It's a clock. It's made to look like that statue, the thinker, and it tells you the time.
Miss April May, you use a wiretap to listen to this conversation. That's how you knew the thinker was a clock. Am I wrong?
Objection!
Your Honor,
This is ridiculous.
Your Honor, look at the witness's face. Does she seem amused to you? The defense demands an answer. Witness, answer the question. Did you tap her phone? Miss May.
Shut up, all of you! What gives you the right to talk to me like that, you lawyer? It's not fair, all of you ganging up on me like that. Oh, I'm so the bad girl. So I'm the bad girl, is that it? Is that it?
That did it. The court's seen the real Miss April May now. Now to deal the final blow. Why the wiretap? Miss May, why did you tap her phone? Answer the question.
Do I have to? Isn't this a murder trial? Isn't tippy-tapping irrelevant?
She's saying exactly what Edgeworth wants her to say. Miss May, you were tapping the victim's phone. I hardly call that irrelevant. While this court does not condone the defense's tone of voice, he has a point. Well, Miss May, do you have an explanation for the court?
At the time of the murder, I was in my hotel room getting room service. How could I have killed her? You don't believe me, just ask the bellboy.
Well, does the defense have anything to say?
Well, come on, think of something.
All right. All right, I'm going to call the bellboy as a witness. I'm not getting anything else out of her, I think. The defense would like to call the hotel bellboy as a witness. There's something suspicious here, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it.
I think you've sunk in quite low enough already.
Objection!
I object to calling the bellboy. Why? What's your reason?
Because I hold that the wiretapping had nothing to do with the killing. However, if you agree to one condition, I'll consent to calling this witness.
Condition?
If Miss April May's alibi is not called into question after you examine the bellboy, then you will recognize that Miss April May was not the killer, thus she is innocent.
Well, that's fine. She's not the killer.
And oh, no. And thereby, you must also accept the verdict of guilty for Ms. Maya Fey. That is my condition.
What? I'd better find something suspicious in that bellboy's testimony. Otherwise, Maya will be declared guilty on the spot. What should I do? Can't give up. Damn. All right. Got nothing to lose, except for, well, everything. Understood. I accept your condition. Fool. You fell right into my trap. Uh-oh. Wait. Very well. The court calls the hotel bellboy to the stand.
I believe we're ready for the witness to testify.
He certainly does look like a bellboy.
Yes, sir. I received your summons in the middle of the work, sir. I'm happy to be of service.
That tea set looks rather heavy, so without further ado, the witness may begin his testimony.
Very good, sir.
I don't have a good feeling about this.
I am the head bellboy at the fine Gatewater Hotel, in business for 4 generations. I believe I received a call after 8 in the evening from our guest, Ms. May. She asked for an iced coffee to be brought to her at 9 o'clock on the dot, sir. I brought it to her at precisely the requested time, of course. And I delivered the iced coffee to our guest, Miss May, herself.
I see. The defense may begin its cross-examination. Right. I'm ready, I hope. This is it. If she was accepting coffee at the door, she couldn't have seen the murder. I can't prove Miss May was involved with the murder now. Maya will be finished.
I am the head bellboy at the fine Gatewater Hotel, in business for 4 generations. I believe I received a call after 8 o'clock in the evening from our guest, Miss May. She asked for an iced coffee to be brought to her at 9 o'clock on the dot, sir. I brought it to her at precisely the requested time, of course. And I delivered the iced coffee to our guest, Miss May, herself.
You are sure it was Miss April May herself?
Absolutely, sir.
Absolutely?
Yes, sir. As in, so very absolutely, sir. It's an endearing mannerism of mine.
How come you're so very certain?
Well, when I brought the room service, sir, the guest, sir, favored me with an embarrasser, sir.
Embarrasser? Is that French for embrace?
It's French for kiss, sir. But not a French kiss, sir. More of a peck on the cheek.
Why would she have done that?
I believe, perhaps, she was momentarily swept away by my prim demeanor, sir. It was a moment I shall never, ever forget, sir.
Sounds pretty fishy to me. I think our Miss May was up to something and wanted the bellboy to remember her.
And I delivered to...
yes, all right. This evidence clearly reveals the contradiction in that statement, Your Honor. How exactly are that evidence and the statement just now related? They aren't, are they? Damn it. Not at all. Mr. Wright, please think the facts over before making accusations. Okay, I guess that's my life bar that just went down a couple of points. I don't think that won me any points with the judge.
Hold it!
9 o'clock on the dot, you say? Oh, why didn't I do this first?
Yes, I confirmed that details several times. She was watching a program on the TV and wished to drink after she finished, sir.
9 o'clock, the time of the murder. It's no good. There's nothing there. Is that it?
Tisk tisk. Finally, you understand. This bellboy has absolutely no reason to lie. Now, if you have any decency, you will end this rather tedious cross-examination here.
It was a bit tedious. The witness may leave the stand. Can't let this happen, can I? Protest! Wait, please wait. Yes? Does the defense have something to add? One last question. Let me ask one last question.
Objection!
Your Honor, I must object. This charade of justice has gone on long enough.
Now, Mr. Edgeworth. All right, Mr. Wright, I'll give you one more question. That's all. Okay, this is really it now. This is my last chance. What to ask him about? All right, room service. Tell me again about room service.
Again, sir? At exactly 9 o'clock, I delivered room service to Miss May in room 303. The guest had requested iced coffee. $18 was the charge, as I recall.
I see. $18? Doesn't that seem a bit expensive?
Yes, well, iced coffee for two, you know, and we don't skimp on the ice, sir.
What did he say? What did you say?
Rather, quite.
Bellboy, tell us the truth now. Was someone else staying in Miss May's room?
Objection!
I object. That was objectionable. Objection overruled. The witness will answer the question.
Yes, I see.
Why did you not mention this in your testimony?
Well, sir, you didn't ask?
Nice try. That's the sort of thing you're normally supposed to mention.
Yes, quite. Indeed. It was the, good barrister there, Mr. Edgeworth, who... He asked me not to mention it if I wasn't specifically asked, sir.
You fool! I've done it. I've won! Well, not quite. Miss April May checked into a twin room with a man. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Then, when you brought them room service, you didn't see that man in the room?
That's right, sir.
Your Honor, we have just learned of another person involved who may have been the murderer. In light of this new fact, I hold that it's impossible to judge the defendant. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Edgeworth? And who, Mr. Wright, is this other person? Simple. It was the man with Miss May. The man who checked in with Ms. May. Your Honor, as has been previously revealed, Miss April May was tapping the victim's phone. Yet Miss May herself has an alibi at the time of the murder. However, that does not clear the man that was with her. The bellboy saw no one else in the room at the time of the murder. My, what a convenient little setup, but it's too late. Too late? I suppose you'd like it if it was too late, wouldn't you? After all, it was you who hid the presence of the other man from this court. Upstart. Amateur. These accusations are ludicrous. Enough! The court acknowledges the defense's argument. I expect the prosecution and defense to look into this matter fully. And I understood. Yes. Yes, Your Honor. That is all today for the trial of Maya Fey. Court is adjourned. September 7th, 2:24 p.m. District Court Defendant Lobby Number 1.
Mr. Wright, you were amazing in there.
Really?
I think I might be your newest fan.
Oh, I was just doing my job, you know.
Then again, that other attorney was pretty cool too.
Huh?
That face of his, with his eyes wide and trembling lips, it sent shivers up my spine.
If you say so.
So, what happens with me? Do I get to go home now?
Well, no, I don't think so. Not yet.
Oh, I see.
But I got a great lead in today's trial.
A lead?
The man with Miss May. He's the key.
Oh, I get it. What happened to Miss May after that, anyway?
I heard they arrested her. I guess she's learning her charms won't work everywhere. She's probably at the detention center now. I may have to go down there later. Anyway, this case is far from closed.
Yes, sir.
Going to find out more about this man.
You think he was the one who...
Maybe so.
Sis.
Don't worry. I'll find it by tomorrow. I promise.
I'm counting on you.
I asked for a full record of April May's testimony. I thought it might come in handy during the trial tomorrow. But now that I have it, I'm not so sure. Most of her testimony was all lies. In fact, there's only one part that hasn't been stricken from the record. Victim dodged an attack, then ran to the right. She was caught and struck. Don't know how much good this will do me at all now. Anyway, time to hit the pavement and do some investigating. Maya doesn't belong in that detention center, and it's up to me to set her free. To be continued. Well, that was a roller coaster. We proved that April May was tapping Mia's phone, which caused a very distressing meltdown. We nearly ballsed everything up twice during cross-examination, once with the clock, which, because, I thought she'd heard the clock while she was either installing or removing the wiretap, and in fact, she'd heard about the clock while listening to Mia and Maya's phone call. Once again, with the bellhop, because I was trying to prove that he delivered the coffee while the murder was happening, so there was no way Ms. May could have seen the murder. Also, we proved that there was a man staying with Miss May in her room, but he was not present during the murder. So, I'm guessing that this is our sinister Mr. White, the true murderer. In the next video, we have some time for more investigations before returning to the trial. For some reason, one element of Miss May's testimony was allowed to stand, which I need to go to the detention center to confront her on because what she said is not possible. In the meantime, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!